Welcome, welcome, and welcome. Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. Since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one to break it down. To huge victory by the South Carolina women's basketball team, the three-time national champions over the Louisville Cardinals. South Carolina defeated Louisville last night, 79-77. Follow me on Instagram, Captain Will, the OG. Follow me on Twitter, Gamecocks Talk. Follow me, most importantly, on YouTube, Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, notification key, so you will know when you are getting a new episode from me, like this morning. Was not able to do a show last night. Like I mentioned before, some of you might know, doing a fundraiser to raise money for various different charities. You got cast from Survivor and Amazing Race and The Challenge and all these different folks out here trying to raise money. And my charity is It's Real Initiative. And it's a charity to help empower youth through music. Huge charity, and started by my brother and by my sister-in-law after the passing of their son. So I'm here trying to raise money for that, and I lost my voice. And it is coming and going out here in Florida. It is so beautiful. It's close to 80 degrees. It's so awesome. So awesome. So we partying with a purpose down here. But last night, it's all about the South Carolina women's basketball team. I don't even know where to start. This game was crazy, bro. Crazy. Insane. The best way to start this basketball game coverage, post-game coverage, if you will, is shot o'clock. That's the best way to do it. Shot o'clock, y'all. So whatever your beverage of choice, whatever gets you going. I'm doing a show right now, timestamp of 9:51 a.m. Friday, December the 5th. Whatever your beverage of choice, could be some water, could be some coffee, could be a Bloody Mary, could be some juice, whatever it is, Red Bull, it don't matter. We are celebrating South Carolina women's basketball going on to defeat Louisville. Another victory, another quality quadrant one victory, top 15 basketball team by the net. So we are celebrating. So what I have right now, I'm doing some day drinking. And going to hang out at the pool. That's what your man Captain Will doing. So, shot o'clock. Enjoy another victory. Let's go. Let's go. This game was crazy, y'all. This game ain't good for my nerves. It really ain't. You got two basketball teams in the first quarter that couldn't miss a shot. I don't like those things. That's not good. You got two teams that shot over 63% in the first quarter. Carolina had 27 points. Louisville had 20 points. I don't want no shootout. I don't want those things. That ain't good for me. And that's what it was. You got Carolina shooting 63.2%. You had Louisville shooting 63.2%. We shot 50% from the three. They shot 20% from three. This is not normal behavior by our defense. We had 7 assists. They had 2 assists. They had 9 rebounds. We had 5 rebounds. They made rebounds. Everybody hitting shots. In that quarter, Madina was unbelievable. Tessa was unbelievable. Madina had 9 points, 4 for 5 from the field, a couple rebounds. Tessa Johnson, in the first quarter, had 10 points, 4 for 6 from the field, 2 for 2 from the three-point line. That was Tessa Johnson in her finest, doing what she does to go along with 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's Tessa Johnson, yo. That's what we know and love. First quarter was definitive Tessa. Joy points, 4 for 5 from the field on 1 rebound. We were playing. But the problem with the first quarter with Louisville was too. They were playing ball and chipped in with 25 points. Second quarter came, it kind of settled in to more of a Carolina pace, if you will, and actually had some defense. Louisville shot 41.7% from the field. We still shot 54.5% from the field. In that second quarter. Raven had 7 points, 3 for 4 from the field, 1 for 1 from three-point line, 1 rebound, 1 assist. Still playing great basketball. Tessa had another 4 points, 1 for 1, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. I'm so happy. So happy. Ayla hit a big three-pointer, and we'll talk about the bench play or lack thereof, because I mentioned before, I'm not digging how many minutes our young ladies are playing, but a game like this right here, Dawn went with her starters most of the game. Most of the game, Carolina goes into the half, leading Louisville. We come by the third quarter. Louisville makes some adjustments. They ended up getting 23 points in the third quarter and 18 points for the South Carolina women's basketball team, and we shot almost 43% from the field. They shot a on fire 56% from the field. We still hot, 3 for 6 from 3. They 2 for 4 from 3. Tanaya got going, had 7 points in the third quarter. Joyce had 4, Madina had 4, and Tessa had another 3 points. It's just a game like this is not. It's not fun for me. I'm a ball of nerves, and as you guys was watching the game, I'm sure the same thing. Just a ball of nerves watching a game like this right here, because you have 2 very good basketball teams fighting tooth and nail, and our vaunted defense was going into this basketball game was 13th in defensive rating, top 3 in field goal percentage, top 3 in two-point percentage, 26 in three-point percentage allowed. None of those stats showed up in this basketball game. None of them at all. And, when Louisville finished up in this game, 47.7% from the field, 39% from 3, missed a big three-pointer that could have won the game. Wide open. They called that play. It was wide open. And they missed. Incredible basketball game. Incredible basketball game. 49% South Carolina shot from the field. 50% from 3. Terrific basketball game. And I'm ready to move on because this schedule got tough quick to go with. You talking about Duke. You talk about Texas. You talk about Louisville. Oh, yeah. Schedule's elite. Schedule's, come on now. I told you when I did my pregame show, I said Louisville is a very good basketball team. I mentioned that. They are top 15 in the country for a reason. I said that we will win by 7 or 8 points. We ended up winning by 2. This is a great basketball team. It really is. That's going to go far. Coached very well. If we break down the actual top performers for South Carolina tonight, in terms of efficiency, overall player efficiency, over offense and defense, you start with, it's very close actually, between two players, actually three players. Number one, who has been number one very often throughout the season so far, is Madina. Madina, 6'6", had 23 points, 13 rebounds, a couple of assists, had an overall efficiency of 24, 10 for 16 from the field. That is great. Again, she's been just balling, very consistent. Almost every single game, she has been putting up outstanding numbers. I mentioned before in the last show that through the season so far, Madina is our SEC player of the year. Make no mistake about it. She's been balling down. Balling. Dawn Staley hit the jackpot with Madina in the transfer portal. Those are the facts. The way that the skill that she brings. We gonna have a conversation of of our bigs, our history of bigs, and where she fits in terms of skilled basketball players in South Carolina history. We had a conversation eventually, but right now, as it stands right now, thank you for bringing her from Mississippi State. Tessa Johnson finished with 20 points, 7 for 13 from 3-pointers, 3 assists, had an overall efficiency of 23. Madina 24, Tessa 23. Tessa Johnson balled out, 4 for 7 from the 3-point line. Also chipped in with 3 assists, 1 turnover in 38 minutes of play. Madina had 33 minutes of play. Tessa Johnson has been leading our basketball team in minutes played the whole season. And last night she played another 38 minutes. Tanaya, 38 minutes. Tessa, 38 minutes. Joyce, 35 minutes. Madina, 33 minutes. Raven, 38 minutes. Speaking of Raven Johnson, another very good basketball game. Just continue to stack these games. Stack these games, right? Finished off with 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 for 7 from the field, 1 for 2 from the 3-point line, 8 assists, 1 turnover, 1 block shot. That was Raven Johnson with efficiency of 20. Raven Johnson continues to play so well for the South Carolina women's basketball team. Those were our big three last night, playing outstanding basketball. Defensively, it's hard to call out a player shoots that is, and the defensive rating numbers. I mean, Madina's defensive rating was 99.3, much higher than any time that she's played this season. You know, offensive ratings for this basketball team, Raven had an offensive rating of 145.3. That is unbelievable. 145.3. That, ladies and gentlemen, means you're not making mistakes. That is being a point guard. That is playing efficient basketball. 11 points, 8 assists, 1 turnover. That is sensational. That ain't even a word, but I like that word better than sensational. Sensational. Try that one out for you. South Carolina came out with a victory. But we got to recalibrate. We got to back up a little bit and think about this basketball team. There are flaws to this team. Okay? Our bench production is non-existent. We are not going to win the championship without playing our bench. Let's be clear, ladies and gentlemen. We ain't. It ain't going to happen. We are not counting down the nets by having multiple players play 38 minutes in a game. We are not going to be counting down the nets, cutting down the nets with Maddy playing 5 minutes in a basketball game. With Adhel, 3 minutes. Ayla with 9 minutes. I understand Agot did not play. Concussion protocol didn't even fly. I understand. What I have a problem with, ladies and gentlemen, is Maddy playing 5 minutes. You ain't gonna convince me in no shape or form that Maddy McDaniel should be playing 5 minutes of basketball. Nope, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. I hear the coaching staff here, Dawn Staley, talking about developing the bench. I got it. I understand. I see it. I need to see it. I'm spoiled in many ways. And I'm spoiled by this basketball team where I see the bench play a lot of minutes in the past. Now, this basketball team is not as deep as teams in the past. And we came into the basketball season knowing that. You don't lose a player like Chloe Kitts and think you are in the same spot you were last season. You don't do that. You don't lose a player like Ashlyn Watkins and think you're in the same spot. I get that. I understand that. It's part of the process. I understand it. But here's the thing, like, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I understand those things. What I don't get is they got to get a blow. Because you aren't going to have the same effective ability while playing 38 minutes. Tonight, Latson played 38 minutes, had 9 points, 3 for 9 from the field, 1 for 4 from the 3-point line, 2 for 2 from the free throw line, a rebound, 5 assists, 1 turnover. Defense was average to below average. Okay? Tessa balled out offensively. Balled out. I don't want Tessa Johnson playing on 38 damn minutes. I've said that before. I'm going to continue to say that. Joyce Edwards played 35 minutes. This is the first time I mentioned Joyce Edwards in this basketball game. 12 points, 5 for 12 from the field, 1 for the 3-point line, 1 for 2 from the free throw line. Had 5 rebounds, 3 turnovers, 3 steals. Teams are game planning for Joyce. We're going to see that. Those better teams are going to do that. She still finished with 12 points and 5 rebounds. But you're talking about 35 minutes. We don't play again until Sunday. We play North Carolina Central. Now, that is essentially a scrimmage. We're going to beat North Carolina Central probably by 60 points. That, in real talk, that is what we need. That's what we need. We need a break with minutes played. In that basketball game, Maddy McDaniel better play about 17 to 20 minutes. Adhel Tac, about 15 to 17 minutes. Ayla McDowell, the same thing. If Agot comes back, which I doubt, she need to do the same thing. We need a break. I'm just keeping it real. Madina, 10 for 16, 13 rebounds. Oh, Lord. We are not going to win this way. And if you think, as a South Carolina fan, that this is sustainable over the course of 35, 37 games of our players playing 35, 38 minutes per game? No, it is not. We are at that pace of minutes. We are an ankle sprain, a toenail turn, a situation where we have to rely on the bench. And our bench might not be ready to step up if they don't play. I ain't in the practices. I'm not. What I do know is Maddie's a very talented player. She's a 5-star recruit. What I do know is Adhel can rebound the basketball. I do know those things. You got to give them breaks. Got to give them breaks. Come on now. Come on. In a basketball game like last night, you have to. You have to play more than 5 players. It's my humble opinion, Captain Will's opinion, this game is closer because our bench wasn't trusted. I just believe that. I don't want Raven Johnson playing 38 minutes of basketball. You playing her 38 minutes of basketball, you are not getting the same effective basketball player offensively and defensively. Something's going to give. It has to. This is the physicality of basketball. At the end of the day, we won the basketball game. We won by 2 points. It's another quality win. ACC, SEC challenge, amazing. And we move on. And Carolina is a great basketball team that at times are going to look vulnerable. At times, we the same way we lost to Texas by 2 points, we won against Louisville by 2 points in a raucous environment. Net ranking, this is supposed to mean something. Top 15 net team in Louisville in their place. South Carolina should raise up from number 6 in the net rankings because of this victory. Okay? This is going to be an unbelievable season. Y'all buckle up. Y'all buckle up because it's going to be something else for South Carolina this season. This season, to steal a phrase from before, is uncommon. We are in an uncommon situation with this basketball team where our total bench last night played a total of 17 minutes and combined for 4 points. That ain't going to do it, y'all. That ain't going to do it. But we won. It's shot o'clock. And we move on to play North Carolina Central and HBCU on Sunday afternoon. With that being said, this concludes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I am your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I continue to bring you that gospel Gamecocks every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are now rocking with the best. Since you're rocking with the best, gonna rock with your Captain Will.
Oh, J-Rock did this